Morning kids, how are we doing? We're in the second week of the school holidays. What you all been up to? You've been watching your movies, you've been for walks, having a good time, enjoying the weather. So for this week's challenge, all you're going to need is a deck of cards. So I'll give you 30 seconds to go and try and find some cards. I'll see you soon. Hi kids, so hopefully you've got your deck of cards, and what you need to do is take about half of your deck of cards, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and build a house of cards. So let me just quickly show you how we do this. So you get 2 cards and you make an upside down V or a triangle. It's very tricky, could take quite a while to do. Once you've got 2 of your V's, you want to be putting another card on like that. Asking parents for help if you need to, so I'm sure they've done this many a times. Whoops. Now comes the tricky parts. So let's try again.
Good morning, Life Kids. So we're going to go straight into the first game, and it's going to be guess the name of the film by the emojis. So I'm going to show you some emojis, and then you've got to guess what the name of the film could be. You've got 30 seconds from the minute you start to see the picture all the way to the end to quickly type in your answer and get back to me. Okay, off we go.
that time again. It's time to worship. And this morning I thought I'd sing you a little bit of a gospel hymn that I really like. It goes like this. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. You know, the sparrow is one of the smallest birds in the world, and Jesus says that God still cares about them, and he notices when one of them falls to the ground. But he also says that we are worth so much more than many sparrows. And if God cares about a tiny sparrow, then how much more must he care about us? So let's sing like we're happy, let's sing like we're free, and let's give God all the glory this morning.
It's an open heaven you're releasing, and we will never be denied. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna dance in the river, dance in the river. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna jump, 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 jump in the river. Jump, 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 jump. Everybody, if he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, Oh, I give my heart and soul to you alone. You are the one I want now forever. Oh, all of my heart is yours forevermore. You are the one I want now forever. Oh, all of my heart and soul to you alone. You are the one I want now forever. Oh, all of my heart is yours forevermore. You are the one I want. Let the music play, hear us praise your name. See the darkness fade, dance the night away. We have found our place in the Savior's grace. Dance the night away. Your light is taking
Good morning, guys. So, in last week's story, we continued the story of Moses, and we'd learnt about the plagues that God had sent upon the people of Egypt and upon Pharaoh because he wouldn't let the children of Israel go. So we learnt that God turned the water into blood. He sent frogs to invade the whole land. He sent lice that itched them all over the bodies. It sent flies, millions and billions of flies. And then it sent an illness on all the cows and the sheep and all the cattle in the field that got ill and they died. So we learned about the first 5 plagues. Well, this morning I'm going to tell you about the second 5 plagues. The 5 plagues that eventually made Pharaoh change his mind. So Pharaoh was still really stubborn, and he would say to Moses, I am not letting the children of Israel go. So God said to Moses, right, put your hand inside that furnace. Now a furnace was somewhere where they burnt lots of things because they didn't have ovens like we do. They used to do things in open fires. And so when it had done and it had finished burning, what would be left with a lot of ash? So Moses put his hand into the furnace and he picked up a handful of ash and God said, blow it. So Moses opened his hand and the ash scattered and turned into fine dust, and the dust landed on the Egyptians. But when it landed on the Egyptians, it didn't just disappear. No, it turned into great big ugly boils all over their bodies, and they would claw at the skin and it would make them itch and it would hurt, and oh, it was horrible. And so Moses went back before Pharaoh again and he said, God said, let my children go. And Pharaoh said, no, I will not let the children of Israel go. So Moses said, okay, hear what God is going to do next. So God said to Moses, stretch out your hand. So Moses, in obedience, he stretched out his hand, and all of a sudden it began to thunder. Great big loud claps of thunder. But it didn't just thunder, it rained down hailstones, and they were so big that they broke the trees in every single field, and every tree fell down. But when the hailstones landed on the ground, that wasn't it. It turned into fire, so the fire would also burn the trees and everything. You'd think by now that Pharaoh would have learnt, wouldn't you? No. Moses went in again and he said, Pharaoh, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no, I will not let the children of Israel go. So God continued to send plagues, and the next plague he sent was locusts. Now locusts are great big flying insects, and they're horrible. And God sent so many of these locusts that people couldn't even see in front of their faces. Everywhere they looked, there were these flying insects all over, eating all their crops, eating everything they were trying to grow. Pharaoh still wouldn't budge. So God said, right, okay, let's put darkness all over the land. So all over the land, it turned to night for 3 full days. For 3 full days, the sun did not come up. It wasn't bright and it was so dark that people couldn't see their hands in front of their faces. Moses went before Pharaoh one last time. And God had spoken specifically to Moses. And Moses said, Pharaoh, you must let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no, I will not let your people go. Pharaoh also said, if I see you here one more time, I will kill you. Moses said, you won't see me again. God has promised one last plague. And that is that every firstborn child in Egypt will die, starting with your son Pharaoh. But Pharaoh didn't believe him, so Moses left. Now God had also spoken to Moses because God loved the people of Israel. And so he said to Moses, he said, tell all the children of Israel to wipe all of their doorposts with the blood of a lamb. He said, sprinkle it on the top of your door and on the sides. And tonight, when the angel of death comes to visit the land of Egypt, wherever I see the blood on those doorposts, I will pass by, and your firstborn children will live. So Moses obediently told all the children of Israel what they had to do. And they all got busy. They all began preparing lambs. And they began to wipe the blood of the lamb on the doorposts and on their window frames, because they knew that what God said would happen would happen. But Pharaoh, he didn't believe. And neither did the people of Egypt. They didn't believe either that God could do this. Well, that night, while the children of Israel waited in their houses, safe and sound, the angel of death began to come into Egypt, and it went into the palace of Pharaoh. And unfortunately, Pharaoh's son died. But then it went through all the rest of the land of Egypt, and wherever it did not see the blood of the lamb on the doorpost, unfortunately, the firstborn child in every single family died. Pharaoh called Moses back one last time because he was so heartbroken that his child had died, but he was also so very, very angry. And he said, Moses, Moses, get the people of Israel and get out of my land. I want you gone in the morning. That's all Moses had ever wanted, for Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go. And so that is what happened. And the next morning, the Israelites were free to leave the land of Egypt. Okay guys, that's this week's story. And that was the second lot of plagues. Oh my goodness me, such a lot. But what we can learn from that is that our God is good. When our God makes us a promise to protect us, which he does when we are his children, we can believe that promise. We can know that God will stand by what he has said to us, and that when we are children of God, we are protected because he loves his own. Just like a mom and a dad love their children so much, that's just how God feels about us. That's just how God feels about you. He loves you so much, and he just wants to protect you. He just wants to hold you in his arms and do the right thing. Okay guys, enjoy the rest of life, kids. Have a brilliant week next week. Hopefully the sun will be shining so you can have lots of time outside. Have a great time, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Right kids, so I managed to do it eventually. It took me a long time. But so if you are successful in building your house of cards, remember to upload a picture to the Facebook group page and win some points for your team. So have a good week, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.
Awesome, so I hope you had a fantastic week, and I'm going to pray now and then we're going to close, and I hope to see you all next week to have a great time, and I'm going to do some extra games next week as well so we can get some more fun going on. Okay, dear God, thank you for today. Thank you for what we've learned about you and about what we can learn through Moses. Pray you give us a fantastic week and let the sun shine and help us to have an awesome time. Amen. We'll see you all next week. Have a great week. Bye.